deal. That's why it's used by blackmailers and foreign terrorists, is because it isn't regulated. You can send massive amounts without having to live with know your customer rules, the way that banks have to deal with a $50,000 deposit. Try making a $50,000 payment out of Bank of America. You will get lots of questions about know
Totally.
your customer. So the point of this is that it has gone up because it's gone up, and it will go down dramatically if it starts to lose that momentum. And that will happen. Mike's right that in the short term, regulation is unlikely to get worse. But there are lots of people in the government who do not believe that undermining the US dollar is a good thing for the US and who are worried about individuals getting badly hurt.
Yeah, by the way, I'm still in the camp that I don't like the dollar being the reserve currency. It makes it too expensive. This is what's hollowed out our manufacturing base. It's criminal. The fact that we're putting tariffs on China when all this could be solved if they didn't artificially suppress their currency, it's like we're creating two problems to solve the original one.
I agree with you, but we've got $33 trillion worth of debt, and people better believe in the dollar, or problems are going to be a lot worse.
We can service that. Households will buy it. We saw how many people created a Treasury direct account for 5% rates over the past couple of years. 100% we could fund this.
No, Kelly, a lot of U.S. Treasury securities are owned by foreign entities.
Yes,
and
because
if
they
people
have to. Because they have to buy them in order to keep their currencies low. And if they didn't do that, they wouldn't be enabling this massive debt pile that we now have to deal with.
So you may be right. My point is that the U.S. government and the leaders of the Federal Reserve and, frankly, members of Congress do not believe it's in the best interest of this country long term.
I know.
Undermine the dollar.
Yeah.
And I think, and crypto is all about undermining the dollar. And so I think they are not as regulated as Mike thinks they are. They are certainly less regulated than other commodities, other financial assets. In the short term, he's right, because the regulatory environment is not going to get worse. But I think longer term, regulation is more likely to go up than down.
Which is a great point about kind of how it's going to mature as a kind of traditional and classic financial asset class. Charlie, you mentioned that you kind of, and so did Mike,